Coming up on Z News, Pearl of Africa in distress. From besties to frenemies. Lady Justice at your service. And Nigerian domination in NBA. You know, I can't wait to start the show with some really festive news about what our governments and institutions across Africa are doing, just to make our lives a bit better than they are right now. But alas, it is just a pipe dream for now. In what is being dubbed as the country's worst unrest in at least about 37 years, which has seen a couple of citizens, about 37 of them, being killed and many more injured in Uganda after a series of protests broke out against the arrest of popular musician and presidential candidate Bobi Wine. When I think about the name, it's like Bobi Wine, Bobi Wine, Bobi Wine it. But at the same time, I'm also thinking of, UB40's Red Wine. But anyway, before I digress, the opposition presidential candidate, affectionately referred to as the ghetto president, was arrested allegedly for breaking the COVID-19 rules and regulations that I have against protests and rallies. So apparently he had more than 200 people coming to participate and see him there. I mean, naturally, he is the ghetto president, so there'll be some people. Now, unhappy supporters, they went out and blocked the roads and burnt tires in protest to the arrest. And the police, they had to retaliate, and they threw in some tear gas and fired some shots, resulting in the loss of lives and so many other injuries. Always the same story. Now, Bobi Wine, who has since been released on bail, is hoping to unseat the current Ugandan president, who's, the only president that we all know about, Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power for 36 years. Now, anyway, let's keep Uganda and the rest of the continent in our prayers because, this year has been a challenge after challenge after challenge, from one country to the next country, hopping. But anyways, let's just hope that this resistance is actually going to bring some good change. And it will be great to see these governments actually listening to us and yielding and understanding that, hey, things are not going to stay the same forever. Hopping over to West Africa, I can't help but wonder what is happening in the world of twins. When I think of twins, I think about that inseparable bond that they have, that if they're not together and the other one is separate and one of them is hurt, the other one can feel it from a distance. That kind of bond, that's the bond I'm talking about. But anyways, that is not the situation with Psquare. These set of twins, they are not vibing together. They are not liking each other. They're on totally different pages. And it's so sad to see what is happening between the two of them. Now, things got really interesting when both brothers, they hosted parties at their respective places on the same night. After all, they are twins and it's their birthday. So imagine how awkward it must have been for people to get invited and they realize that they're invited to both parties. What do you do? Whose party do you choose to go to? And also for them, the twins, they wake up, oh, it's my birthday. But at the same time, that there's someone else, it's their birthday too. And you're thinking about them, but you're not talking to them. And it's just a whole lot of overthinking and a whole lot of subliminal messages and passive aggressiveness going on, because you're still gonna have a good time, but you know that your day is connected to another person. But anyways, it's been a hot 3 years without music from Usher's cousins. And it's a really sad thing to see because, we were loving the music and now we feel like we're the ones who are suffering for this. So anyway, what went down was Peter, the one with the haircut, the cut, he was not pleased with their manager, who so happens to be their brother as well. And he just felt that, the brother was overstepping his boundaries and he was doing the most as a big brother who's just trying to take over the whole party. Now, he didn't like how the work relationship was established, or rather not established. And he accused his twin Paul of being very spineless when it came to their brother Jude and say that, you always take his side and you just never really stand for anything that is quite professional. And on top of that, you're an individualist and you always claim right to all the credits of the publishing songs. You're basically just not a team player. This is basically what he said to him. And good hands, good tricky, good voila. Now, in the end, it appears that Paul and Jude have now become like a tag team and they've eliminated Peter. So back to the birthday, like I said, the boys both had their parties and Peter's wife wished the twins a happy birthday and say to them, listen guys, this is silly. You guys need to fix your relationship. At the end of the day, you are twins. And hey, Paul was not having it. He was quick with the clapbacks and he said, hey, when I see keep your mouth shut. You, in fact, are the catalyst to why we are in this situation. You know, I suspect that the real problem between Peter and Paul is Judas. I beg your pardon, not Judas, but Jude. And really, at the end of the day, he should have just remained as a brother. This split is going to make us know who exactly has the talent between the brothers. And hopefully, they'll realize that they actually need each other and they just sound so much better if they get back together. It also reminds me of, you know, Liquid Deep in South Africa. They were amazing together, but now, just get back together, guys, and do it for the culture. Us. And staying in the dirty South, Lady Justice came to the party and boy did she deliver. Do you remember the ongoing rape allegations that Lady Zama made against her ex-boyfriend Sjava? Well, anyway, the allegations that Sjava raped her during their relationship and that she was so traumatized and she was so frightened of him. This all came out after they broke up. Now, the allegations made on social media, they made their way onto social media and they had a domino effect on his career, and the court of social media found him so guilty before he actually went to the real court and actually had a case opened up for him. And in turn, the hashtag Sjava Must Fall was created, and you know exactly what happens with hashtags, you know. I mean, hashtag Kagiso Must Fall just about 2-3 weeks ago, and you know exactly what they do. Sjava did fall. He fell so hard, brands decided that they want to distance themselves from them. I mean, nobody wants to be in bed with a sexual predator, darling. I mean, hello. And all along, Lady Zama was getting sympathy for being a victim. Now, Sjava didn't take all of this lying down. He did not. He provided evidence that in the end must have put the last nail in the coffin for her case. An audio that came out of her basically admitting that, you know, she does cause some scenes here and there to catch his attention because he's not doing what she wants him to do. This past week, the case was thrown out of court as there wasn't any substantial evidence to show that he actually did rape her. But all of this got me thinking, like, what happens to the accused? Does he get compensation? Does he get to sue? And also, what happens to the accuser? Is she just let off the hook like that because there wasn't enough evidence? Or does she also get punished? You know, how do you balance looking after women and making them feel safe in a country that is reeking of gender-based violence? And also, how do you ensure that you protect the honest and respectful men that, you know, like that treat their women like gold in the relationships and just women in public in general? And how do you make them not get ostracized for crimes they do not even commit? And surely brands need to apologize, you know, and recompensate them for the loss of work and, you know, for somewhat believing that this is what has happened, and when actually in reality it was all out of Sjava's hands. What happens? How do you balance all these things? Whew, it's a lot. Moving right across the border to Zimbabwe, the Zim Hip Hop Awards are a few weeks away and the excitement is just so excited for days, with artists who are dominating the industry being the ones to be nominated naturally. And it's so exciting to see the number of females growing in the female category. Get it. Without a doubt, Kiki is a badass and her album, The Bloodline, is just hot. Like, her flows are just so smooth. I love her. And Sibo's sound has always just been so, the flow is just easy, you know, he just vibes, like it's just like that. And it's also great to see Hannah, the girl with the do-rag, getting her recognition. You know, she's really growing in the spotlight. She's doing really well. Nadu Nakai made a shout out to her and just acknowledged her for all the great work that she's doing. Anyway, the Pogues have come back better and more organized than ever, and they've rebranded, and it is all going down, baby, on the 12th of December at the Rainbow Towers in H-Town with the likes of Mboma Hawks, beautiful actress, and all coming down as your host to give you the most. Now, in the world of dribbling, I mean, not like entanglements or relations, no, man. I'm talking about the world of NBA. 8 NBA teams have signed Nigerian descendants, and that is so unprecedented, but really not so surprising, seeing as there are two nationalities that are dominating the world: the Chinese and the Nigerians. But thankfully for our cousins, they are going down in history for some good work that they're doing across the countries that they're going out and dominating in. And this is great news coming in for Nigeria and the continent as well. Now, the famous 8 will be joining the likes of Indiana Pacers shooting guard Victor Oladipo and MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo and about 17 other Nigerian descendants in the NBA. And I mean, it's really not surprising seeing as there are over 375,000 Nigerians in the US of A. Africans, we do love the NBA, and we're finally so excited that it's going to be expanding throughout the continent. And in 2021, BAL will commence, and it will be a 12-team basketball league that will be across the continent. And finally, we're gonna get BAL, and then we can finally watch the guys, just ball. And voila, I am done. Thank you so much, darlings, for hanging with me. I'll be back again next week with more exciting, some hot news for you, like how I bring it to you all the time. I'll be back again next week. But please make sure that you hit that like button if you did enjoy the episode, or let our sister know. Give me a comment, give me something, I'll be happy. And make sure that you do subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, that ding, 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 so that you don't miss out on any others. Good. Till next week, do take care. Mwah. Ciao.